welcome to this edition of Agenda, where we are focusing on this video that has gone viral across the country. It's a video that has emerged from Bijnor in Uttar Pradesh, and really shocking visuals of a woman, a daughter-in-law, beating, thrashing her mother-in-law. Apparently, she claimed very soon afterwards she was arrested, but she claimed that she was filmed while doing it. However, she herself, she claims, is an abused woman, that she has filed for divorce, that she was the one who was abused over the years, that she's also filed a case of marital rape against her husband, and that this entire video is a setup. So it is a case of claims versus counter-claims, allegations from both sides, and what we'll be talking to are police officials from Uttar Pradesh, and also because it involves a mother-in-law, what people are also talking about is how this case has unearthed the kind of abuses the elderly in our country have to go through. So we'll be talking about some of these issues that this video really throws up, and talk about who's at fault really over here. Let me just tell you who our guests are this evening. We have joining us from Uttar Pradesh the former DGP Vikram Singh, who has been following this case closely. Kamini Jaiswal, a lawyer who has looked at women's issues, also looked at dowry cases, because remember, in this case, the woman who is seen beating her mother-in-law says that she is the victim of dowry harassment. Kamini Jaiswal, lawyer, joining us to talk about that. We also have with us Sonali Sharma from HelpAge India, which looks into issues of the elderly, and Anil Lakhani of the Save the Family Foundation, a group which says that many of the laws are biased towards women. If I can start with you, Mr. Vikram Singh, as we're looking at those shocking pictures, sir, can you tell us that the video shows us, video seems very black and white, literally. It shows the fact that elderly, how her helpless mother-in-law is just sitting there while the daughter-in-law is hitting her. But the woman, when later she spoke to the press, she gave a different idea. She said that she's the abused one. So how will the police ascertain the truth?
The police have the wherewithal to get to the bottom of the whole episode. It is a tragedy of the worst kind, and a marriage that took place in the year 2009, and after 6 months of the marriage, things did not work out well. The lady in question lodged 3 complaints against her husband, in which he was arrested under section 151 of the CRPC also, and she was persistent in accusing and naming the husband on several occasions. At the same time, the divorce petition is also pending. Number 2, I had a word with Mr. Subhash Singh Baghel, who is one of the very professional officers of UP Police, and he said that at this point of time, the daughter-in-law prima facie seems to be at fault, and that is why she has been arrested during the day itself. And her conduct in bashing up a senior citizen brutally, one would not even do a thing like this even to animals, what to talk of doing it to a senior citizen, is indeed cause that there is a deeper malaise and a deeper disease which needs to be examined as far as this lady is concerned. Therefore, the UP police has indeed come out very well. They have understood the problem, the family problem, the differences between the wife and the husband, leading to the overflow of anguish and anger on the mother-in-law, and therefore this unpredictable conduct of the daughter-in-law. The SP, Mr. Baghel, says that yes, the police have acted, they have done what they could, and they would go in for proactive counseling also of the family members, especially the daughter-in-law. And now this is the first step. The second step would be the Domestic Violence Act, and the third also would be psychiatric help wherever required.
Do they find any truth to her claims, sir, that she has also been abused? At that time, nobody was recording.
Certainly not. Her 3 cases have been registered. Her 3 cases have been registered, and her husband has been sent to jail. And whatever the police could do, naturally, a case has been registered by the wife against the husband, and the husband has been sent to jail. Her claim that she was not attended to, and that her complaints did not meet the ends of justice, are totally unfounded and false.
Right, and sir, we have over here Anil Lakhani and Amit Lakhani, and you have been following a lot of these cases. Do you see a pattern in this?
See, I would like to start with, you know, when the Domestic Violence Act 2005 was actually formed. In 2005, we had recommended that this law should be gender neutral, and but then lawmakers, you know, who had the belief that whenever there is a dispute between a husband and a wife, the wife is always on the right side. So this law says that the respondent, the complainant, can always be a woman, and the respondent has to be a man. So I would say that you bring in unfair laws and you bring in unfairness to the society, and not just unfairness, you bring in a lot of gender inequality, you bring in a lot of...
You were telling me earlier about how a lot of the men are now using this filming method, using CCTV footage to make their point. This is something...
I'm coming to that. So in this present case, you know, wherein you know, there has been a very clear video of the daughter-in-law brutally, mercilessly abusing and beating up the mother-in-law, and surprisingly in this case, you know, the law has taken its course and she's gone behind bars. But then there are a number of such cases happening every day in nook and corner of the country. There are you know,
but the use of CCTV, tell us like how you think that. You were telling me earlier that many other cases they're using CCTV now.
Yeah, there are many other cases wherein the elderly of the house are being subjected to such violence, and when they go to the police station, they don't take their cases. So a lot of people resort to putting CCTVs, and when they take the CCTVs to the police station, there are times when those evidences have also been tampered, and there have been cases wherein you know, the guy's side, the husband's side, have been slapped with counter blast cases of false dowry, false domestic violence, false rape cases on the male members of the family.
Kamini Jaiswal, how does one... Here the UP police says that the girl seems to be at fault, but she's also got, and we see years, as you also, Amit, also pointed out, we see years of many cases being registered against her husband, and he's also been to jail for that, right? He's
been into the jail without proving it, you know.
So
on the mere statement, he's gone to the jail.
Kamini Jaiswal, this claim that dowry cases are misused, do you see any basis to that?
Yes, unfortunate but true. You know, these cases that actually had been enacted for the purpose of protecting women and for the purpose of helping out, you know, helpless women and to bring them, have been, I'm sorry to say, also at the behest of lawyers who instigate their clients when the women come to them. They say, lodge a 498 case, put some pressure on them. If there's a criminal case against them, they will you know, they will come to the negotiating table. Now you use this, you instigate violence, you instigate this kind of a thing. What happens is, even the genuine cases suffer then. There are judgments after judgments of the Supreme Court, where Supreme Court has observed that this law is being abused, this law is being misused, so it must be diluted. Now if things like this happen and people are going to instigate this kind of lodging of false cases, it is bound to, you know, actually work adversely against bona fide cases. And this video, it's a horrendous, whatever the lady may have suffered. Nobody has the right to beat another person this way. I mean, after all, here's a woman, 70-year-old woman. She's taken recourse to law. Her husband has gone to jail. She's done what she could. But imagine beating up somebody like this. It's obnoxious. I mean, it's brutal. And she must suffer the consequences.
And she is in hospital now, we can report that. And you know, we have Sonali Sharma over here, because while we're talking about Dowry Act, because that's what this couple has been involved in, the other issue is of course how we treat our elderly. And HelpAge's figures show, perhaps point out, which we must point out to our viewers, a very surprising fact that while many people may think that, like in this case, it's a daughter-in-law who's doing this, but your figures show that the sons are also as involved.
Yes, that's right. We've been actually conducting an elder abuse survey for the last 5 years, I could say. And the shocking trend which has come from every time we've done this survey is that the top perpetrators of the crime is the son and the daughter-in-law. They probably change positions by 1 or 2%. And these are young working adults who are educated. So it is disturbing because at the end of the day, when you have a retired parent or a grandparent at home, the primary carer is the one who's abusing you. And there's an entire lack of, faith, there's an entire lack of, economic dependence that is there. And in fact, last year we conducted a survey where we spoke to the young working adult to get a 360-degree view on why is this happening. Is it just an elder perspective? Yeah. Do the youth also feel the same? And 73% of the youth said yes, elder abuse does exist.